Alright guys, what is going on? My name is Pipe Bomb City and welcome to tonight's video, guys, where I will be discussing 5 potential WWE WrestleMania 32 matches, guys. Before this video begins, I just want to say be sure to subscribe, like this video, and comment your opinions on this. Even though it's not hate, be sure to comment, and then I will appreciate that because it gives me the mindset of what you guys want to see out of my videos, and it gives me a perspective on what you guys think, which would make my life a little bit easier considering that I make videos to compare to people. But be sure to check out my Instagram at instagram.com/pipebombcity. We recently hit 700 followers. I think we're at like 715 now, so thank you guys so very much for that. And let's just jump right into this video, guys. So pretty much, I made this video because I think a lot of people have been speculating what kind of matches are going to happen at WrestleMania 32. I can name at least over 15 matches that people have been thinking of. But I chose, I think, the 5 that were in my mind that, you know what, maybe they have the least chance, or I should say, I don't know really how to describe this, but they have the lowest chance of hearing. They could be that, or they could be the obvious matches everyone thinks, like Roman Reigns or Triple H. I don't fucking know. But I chose the 5 that I believe could happen, might happen, and I think would steal the show. So we're going to start off with the one that could be the most predictable here, and we're going to start off with Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt. Please do not click away from the video. I know that this is the one where everybody thinks, you know, this is the one where everyone knows. Everyone already knows, you know. If you don't know, well, then a lot of rumors have been going around because, you know, since the Raw before Rumble and at the Royal Rumble, Bray Wyatt and his family attacked Brock Lesnar. And since the Raw after the Rumble, there wasn't really much touched on it. And now we're almost at Fastlane in just a few weeks. So this matchup, I should say, hasn't really been touched on that much since the Rumble. But, you know, I discussed in videos prior to this that it could always happen. You know, it could happen because we've seen this before with the John Cena and Bray Wyatt rivalry, where they attacked each other, or I'm sorry, Wyatt attacked Cena at the Rumble. Rivalry wasn't talked about. Elimination Chamber, Wyatt attacked Cena again. And then, you know, they set up the WrestleMania match. So this could happen again in a similar situation where Lesnar got attacked at the Rumble. It's done. Wyatt attacks Lesnar at Fastlane, you know, which is the predictable thing. A lot of people, again, know that Fastlane is going to be probably a predictable pay-per-view. Reigns is going to win, Ambrose is going to get pinned, and Lesnar's going to attack by the Wyatts. That's pretty much what's going to happen, or at least what all the fans are assuming, you know. And again, they could be right. I really hope they aren't, because all of those options do not sound fun for anybody, except this match itself. This could be an interesting match to see, honestly, because lately Lesnar has been dealing with older talent. I mean, he's had rivalries with The Undertaker, and that was pretty much it for 2015. You know, he was feuding with The Undertaker, and then he had Seth Rollins, but he didn't really get to finish the feud, and then he was gone pretty much. He did get to appear in the Rumble and for 2016 now, and again, you know, now here we are. We're talking about Bray Wyatt, and I think that'd be good for Lesnar. Again, it'd be pretty obvious that Lesnar would get the big win in this match, because Bray Wyatt does not have a good WrestleMania history, and 2, because you're feeding Wyatt to this monster of a man. And I think that'd be an interesting perspective from the Bray Wyatt feud, because usually Bray Wyatt has very unique rivalries, and I think when he gets to someone like Lesnar, you know, probably the most dominant man in the company, the man that everyone pays to see, I think that'd be very interesting to come from a Bray Wyatt kind of feud, you know. So I would be very interested to see that. I don't know about you guys, but I would really love to see that. All right, the next match we're going to be talking about, this one is purely all rumors, and I would say out of this whole thing, this has the least likelihood, or yeah, least, you know what, honestly, you know what I'm trying to say. This one's probably not going to happen, but I'm going to try and tell you guys about it. Anyways, again, rumors have been spreading about this one as well, especially lately. But again, this one might not happen. Probably won't. Again, here it is, The Undertaker versus John Cena. The Undertaker, first of all, is gone. Second of all, John Cena is gone. Now, the interesting is, the interesting thing is that, you know, The Undertaker only appears at WrestleMania and SummerSlam and pay-per-views like that, you know, big-time matches or big-time pay-per-views. Now, especially, I'd say, winter 2015. This match was spreading like a wildfire. You know, everyone's thinking, who's The Undertaker going to face? You know, obviously it's John Cena. You know, John Cena's the face, and Undertaker's career is coming to an end, and he hasn't really had a proper rivalry with him these past few years. So I think this would be really interesting to see. This rivalry itself, I don't know how that would play out because these are two characters who just do not cooperate well together. But then the match itself, I feel like, talking about Undertaker's WrestleMania matches, I feel like this one could be a good one, especially with his age, especially considering WrestleMania 30 and WrestleMania 31 against Lesnar and Bray Wyatt. Those were very slow matches. And you know what, though, man, those were big guys. And Cena is a, you know, I guess you could say he is a big guy. But Cena has a way of, you know, I guess this is why Vince, quote unquote, makes him the face that runs the place. Because I honestly do believe, I'm not a Cena mark, I'm not a Cena hater, and I'm not a Cena fan. I'm all right with Cena, and I respect him. I don't like this character, this goofy, fruity pebble looking ass. But I like that he can entertain. And I think that he could be the one to probably make a good match out of The Undertaker and probably his final match, you know? I don't know where he would go from here because right now, the most likely opponent that he could have to face is Braun Strowman. And not a lot of people want to see Braun Strowman versus The Undertaker, especially at WrestleMania 32, and the pay-per-view is already in a huge crisis. So I think that this match would be a pretty good match. I would really like to see it. I don't know about you guys, but I think it'd be great. Now, again, the problems are that John Cena is injured and that The Undertaker, we don't know where he is. But again, you know, that's what he does before WrestleMania. He could appear at Fastlane and then go on from there. But John Cena's injured. But, of course, John Cena comes back, you know, a few months before he's supposed to. That's what John Cena does. He's fucking Superman of the WWE, especially considering he got injured, you know, only like 2 months ago, you know. So I don't really know what's going to happen here. Again, this is why this is like 100% rumor. But if it did happen, I don't know what would happen because these characters are so different. Because you got John Cena and all these fruity pebble colors. And then you got The Undertaker, dark and gloomy and barely fucking says anything, you know? So it'd be very interesting to see this kind of rivalry. Like CM Punk and The Undertaker, for example. CM Punk was the kind of guy who is like Brock Lesnar. He doesn't give a damn about the Undertaker stuff, and he breaks it down because they are heels. The Undertaker, or John Cena is a babyface, so that would not work at all. So I don't really know what's gonna happen, guys. Tell me what you think about that. Also, real quick, I don't know if you guys are experiencing this or not, but I'm having pictures that I personally made appear on the screen of the match cards. I don't know if they're appearing for you guys. I'll probably watch this later, and I will be very pissed if they don't show up. If they do, that's great because I like them. All right, up next, guys, this one, again, I don't really know about this up next match here I'm going to be talking about. Let's just get right to it first. The third match I'm going to be talking about is Chris Jericho versus AJ Styles. Now, AJ Styles, of course, is only 3 weeks into his WWE career, but of course we know and love Chris Jericho for putting over young talent, especially near WrestleMania time. Unfortunately, sometimes that talent doesn't work out. Cough, cough. Fandango. I don't fucking know. Fandango is what I'm trying to say. Of course, that was a disaster, but AJ Styles is no Fandango. Of course, they are very different situations, but Jericho is known for putting over talent. And this is what I'm trying to get to. You know, of course, AJ Styles would probably win this match. If not, what the fuck? But still, we're talking about match quality itself. Of course, these guys are going to have a rematch on SmackDown, all right? This week's SmackDown. I'm sorry, next week's SmackDown. It's Saturday. It's going to be Sunday in like 3 hours, so I don't fucking know. But pretty much this week's SmackDown, it's going to have AJ versus Y2J round 2. We're going to have it again. And again, it was a great match the first time and AJ's debut pretty much on Raw or just in a singles match in the WWE. So I think it'd be a good match. But at WrestleMania, I don't know because it's already happening right now. And it could happen at Fastlane and then they could have a rematch possibly at WrestleMania. I don't know. Really, no real huge speculation on it right now. Of course, this is just a rumor, or not even really a rumor. No one has really been talking about this match really that much. Everyone's focused on all these other big matches right now. But I'd like to see Styles versus Jericho. You don't need a title to make this match great, because if they have a round 3 or a third match before WrestleMania, I really don't want to see it, because that's just no. But again, next week, or I'm sorry, this week on SmackDown, Lesnar's going to be there, and then we're going to have Styles versus Jericho too. So that's going to be very interesting to see. I cannot wait. All right, guys, talking about our 4th match here. This is going to be an interesting one, because this one has to do with storylines. I'm going to start bringing a bit of some of my, I guess you could say, custom storylines here. I've been thinking some thoughts prior to this video, and I just want to get it out now. But I'm going to try and speculate what could happen at Fastlane so that this match could happen. Again, it's Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose. Again, this is just my own little custom creation here. I don't really know if this one is going to happen or not. Again, this one might not, probably won't. I'd say it's right next to Cena versus The Undertaker for likelihood of happening. But again, this match I would like to see. Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose. See, this would be a good-ass match. I would really like to see it, especially considering, again, well, what's interesting, though, about this is that we haven't ever really seen a brother versus brother. Now, hold on. We've seen it before, yes, but I'm saying in the past few years on something of this magnitude. I mean, these guys have been, best buddies. Or I'm sorry, that was not a proper term. These guys have been fucking brothers since 2012, and now here they are 4 years later. They're coming to WrestleMania 32, and they're gonna face each other. Again, on SmackDown last week, we had Ambrose, accidentally attack Roman, and Roman's like, "Oh, he's not my brother anymore. Accidents mean nothing." What I really find interesting, though, is I think Ambrose could be a major babyface in this, because Roman can turn heel. I would like to see Roman turn. I would be honestly okay with Roman winning at Fastlane. But what I think was going to happen, this is the storyline part I'm talking about. So it's going to be a Fastlane. The Wyatts can do their thing, take Lesnar out of the match. Then you can have Ambrose and Reigns alone, all right? Reigns can fucking let out this aggressive side of him, beat the absolute shit out of Ambrose. He gets up the win. Everyone's booing Reigns, I'm going to assume. Reigns just fucking stares and just sits in the ring, or I'm sorry, stands in the ring. He won this fucking match, and everyone's already booing him. He's supposed to be this good guy, and he's just staring around, looking around, just taking it all in. Fucking turns around, beats the shit out of the laying on the ground helpless Ambrose. Beats the fucking shit out of him. And you know what? That would be a Roman Reigns heel turn. And then we could have a WrestleMania, possibly Roman versus Ambrose thing. What I find, again, interesting about this is that I feel like Ambrose could be a big babyface, because he could say lines like such as, me and the Usos were always there to help you, but you were never there to help us when we needed it, which I think is a good point, because Ambrose and the fucking Usos are like the bodyguards for Roman, and Roman doesn't help the bodyguards. You never hear Roman's music when Ambrose is getting beat the shit out of, but we always hear Ambrose and the Usos when Roman Reigns is getting beat the shit out of. So I feel like that could be an interesting perspective. Ambrose again is losing the craziness just a little bit. You know what? That's his own character. I'm not saying that for me. I'm saying because I'm Raw, that's what he's doing. He's taking it back a notch. I think that'd be very interesting, though, because I don't know what would happen for the Triple H main event against Roman, which, again, is not included on this list. I did not count it, just purely because, everyone fucking knows about it, and it's probably going to happen. I want these to be unique matches, But I feel like this could be interesting. I've said the word interesting like 20 fucking times. Heel Reigns versus babyface Ambrose. If we have face Reigns versus heel Ambrose, I don't think that would work as well. And if we just have face Roman versus face Ambrose, I don't want to see it. It makes no sense from there. It just, no. But who I think would win at WrestleMania, I think Ambrose. Now, I do have another Fastlane match that could affect WrestleMania as a whole. And I'm going to be talking about this match. It is what I believe is going to be possibly the best. And the biggest, it's WWE World Heavyweight Champion Triple H versus, here it is, Dean Ambrose again. Triple H versus Dean Ambrose for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I think that this would be a good-ass match. It could have the Triple H and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30 feel. You know what? They could even put Ambrose in fucking another opening match. But I feel like Ambrose has been against the Authority for a long-ass time. Despite people, really knowing it, Ambrose has been against it probably the fucking longest. Ever since 2014, he's been an anti-Authority figure. Ever since the Seth Rollins feud, he's fucking going against him. I feel like a lot of people are forgetting about that, and they're naming all these other names that could go against the Authority. But Ambrose is the real MVP of anti-Authority figures in the WWE right now. I feel like this could be a good rivalry, a good match. Everything could go well. But again, if Triple H won, that would not go well with the fans. That is the downside. But again, Dean Ambrose, WWE is just like a rock. You can't fucking move them from changing their mind about Roman Reigns. But I feel like, even a triple threat match, which I did not include on this list. Oh, shit. But I feel like a triple threat match between Roman, Ambrose, and Triple H. Even if Roman is a heel, I would like for Roman to be a heel. And then it could be Roman versus Triple H. So those two fucking hate each other, and they're both bad guys. So you got these two bad guys hating each other. And then Ambrose is just squeezed into the mix. So again, it's just like a WrestleMania 30 feel. And if WrestleMania 32 is in desperate times, WrestleMania 30 wasn't looking so good. And then they added Daniel Bryan to the mix. And bam, it was a good-ass pay-per-view. So maybe that could be the same. The future is now. Well, I mean, if you exclude Triple H. But still, Triple H, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns. And Dean Ambrose could get his fucking moment. Dean Ambrose can win the WWE title and have his moment. It would be a great thing to see. I would like to see it. You all would probably like to see it. I don't really know. Again, at Fastlane, it could be pretty much the same scenario. And then Ambrose. What if Ambrose won, though? Ambrose could win. Or Ambrose could pull another Daniel Bryan thing. I get that this is extremely similar, I should say, to the Daniel Bryan feud, this Dean Ambrose thing. But Dean Ambrose could do something like the yes movement, where he gets all the people yesing in the ring, and he won't move until he's added to the WrestleMania match, or facing Triple H. So it could be like that. That's the thing. But then again, that couldn't happen. We could always just have Triple H versus Roman, and I don't want to see Triple H versus Roman. I feel like the WWE is kind of starting to embrace that, or at the very least, I should say, they're starting to see that. And I think adding a big baby face like Ambrose to the mix would be a good feel. Again, if Ambrose lost, that's WWE's price to pay. But then again, if Ambrose won, he could finally be the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. After facing all the odds, he could do it. This is exactly like the Daniel Bryan thing, I know. But again, it's okay to do a good story again. I could say that, I don't want to see Roman versus Triple H. I don't want to see another Randy Orton versus Batista, but those were both fixed. Like the last fucking minute. You had Bryan added the mix. You had Rollins cash in. They were both saved at the last minute. And I hope that WWE can do this now and fix it before it turns too late. All right, guys, that's really all I got to say for this video. Hopefully you guys saw my little images appearing on the screen. If you didn't, I would be pissed about that. Thank you guys so very much for watching. This is Pipe Bomb C. Be sure to subscribe, like this video, and comment your opinions as long as it's not hate. Be sure to check out my Instagram at instagram.com/pipebombc. Again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I appreciate it so very much. Thank you for clicking on this video and taking your time to watch it. I appreciate that. Thank you guys so very much. This is Pipe Bomb City, and I will see you all next time.